Happy New Year, everyone. This is Anna. It's 2026. Can you believe it? How time flies. Or maybe it didn't. I don't know. 2025 felt very weird to me. Felt like it was fast and slow at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I saw a lot of other people saying similar things, so maybe you do know what I'm saying. So to kick off this year with a video, a writer reacts video, this one I decided on this article. It's a very recent article. It was published on December 31, 2025. So the last day of 2025. And this is titled Social Media and Writer Anxiety, Managing the Comparison Trap. Even without social media, most writers compare themselves to others. Diana Martinez Bay shares strategies for managing the comparison trap. And so before we get into the article, who is Diana Martinez Bay and why is she able to give us this advice and stuff like that? She's an author, social media manager, copy editor, and freelance writer. 18 published books under her belt and articles published in multiple magazines and online. And she believes that people bond over good food and books. Okay, so I thought, oh, okay, 18 published books. Wow, maybe she does have something to say. So I went to her Amazon. And this is the Amazon. Her Amazon, what she's published. You know, maybe, I don't know. Reviews don't really, the number of reviews don't really say anything about how many people have actually bought her books. So, I don't know. Can we trust her word? Maybe because she's a social media, what was it? Manager. Maybe we can trust her word. Just because you have 18 published books doesn't mean you're exactly successful. Maybe these are all Kindles. They have their paperbacks. There's more. It looks like a lot of self-published books. And I don't have anything on self-published people because I'm also a self-published person. I'm not entirely sure what her brand is. The Narcissist Escape Plan. This looks like a romance book, but the colors isn't really romancy. I mean, it's called Hot Cocoa, Green Tea, and the Man Who Sweetened My Heart, so I'm guessing it's romance. Maybe it's horror. I don't know. These are cookbooks here. The Novelist and Her Crazy Canine. I don't know. It's a dog story, maybe. Maybe it says it's a novella. Cook on the Bright Side. A novella. All these book covers look like Canva, but I'm not sure about that. Picture this, a novella. I don't even know what it's about from the cover. This book is just called The Box, and there's a cat on it. Flowers from the Past, 3 Cabins, more cookbooks. Autumn's Wish, she asked, she believed, she received. Is that part of the title or is that the tagline? I don't know about this cover though. Christmas, Get It Organized. Not entirely sure what this is supposed to be. And there's a hand-drawn one. Twinkle, Twinkle, Christmas Star. I'm guessing it's a Christmas book. When Life Gives You Lemons, Drink Coffee. I don't know. 6 people reviewed it. I guess she's doing well enough. So can we trust her social media advice? I'm guessing that's what it's supposed to be. not to like I'm not like walking over someone else's. I'm not walking over them because what do I have to say, right? I mean, I've only published one book and she's published 18 books. I almost spilled my coffee. I got this coffee. I usually get coffee that's like, it's already in the powder form. But this time, my partner got me a tiny little coffee bean crusher. What do you call them? Coffee machine that grinds the coffee grinder. That's what I wanted to say. Not coffee crusher. Bean crusher. And I used it the other day, and then I put this powdered coffee into the coffee machine, and I think I grind it a little too fine. I feel like maybe could have been less powdery. I don't know. Maybe the powdery it is, the denser the taste. I don't actually know anything about that. Despite that I drink a lot of coffee, I don't actually know a lot about how to make coffee. So I take the easy route. So anyway, that was a tangent. I have different coffee today. It tastes pretty good. So let's get into social media and writer anxiety, managing the comparison trap. Do I compare my stories to other people's stories? I don't compare my stories to other people's stories, but I do sometimes feel like if someone has published, before, if someone published a book, when I hadn't published yet, when someone published a book, I would feel like, why not me? And I wouldn't feel like I could comment on their post in a nice way. So I didn't. If you don't have any nice to say, don't say it. So anyway, after I published my first book, now when I see people publishing a sequel to their series, I think, why not me? What am I doing? I should publish my second book. So I guess I do kind of compare myself to other people, but I try not to because everyone's success looks different. And maybe this Diana Martinez Abay has success writing these sort of articles. Who knows? Anyway, this is a long introduction. This is still the introduction, okay? Let's begin with the introduction part of the article. In an industry built on creativity, vulnerability, and visibility, writers often find themselves wrestling with an unexpected opponent, social media. Platforms meant to inspire connection can just as easily spark anxiety, self-doubt, and unhealthy comparison. Watching other writers announce book deals, share milestone word counts, or celebrate glowing reviews can leave even seasoned authors wondering if they are falling behind. Whew, that was a long sentence. There's something here. It's another Writer's Digest article. But comparison does not have to be part of the writing life. Why does my voice do that today? Writing life. Hold on a moment. But comparison does not have to be part of the writing life. With intention and awareness, writers can build a healthier relationship with social media, one that supports their creativity rather than drains it. Okay. All right. Okay. So, I do agree with this part. Watching other writers announce book deals, show milestone word counts, or celebrate glowing reviews can leave even seasoned authors wondering if they are falling behind. Seasoned authors, I'm not a seasoned author, but I can relate to this part because, as I've said, that I have felt like like, why not me? Why aren't I reaching those successes? Why aren't I reaching those goals, those milestones? Oh no, I need to hurry up and reach them. I'm getting left behind. I don't feel like I'm getting left behind, like specifically, but I think if I put those feelings, like at that moment, those feelings to words, it would be a feeling of being left behind, or seeing that my writer friends are somehow achieving their ultimate writing life sooner than me, and I'm sort of chasing after them. But then, when you see, social media, what am I saying? So when you think of yourself chasing after other people, there are other people who feel like they're chasing after you. So we're all in the same boat. And then the really successful people, the people who have really going for themselves, they might be worried of when it might suddenly end. And they might even see even bigger success people, or people who are up and coming new great authors, and feeling like, oh no, I need to be the best that I can be. All this pressure of being at the top, it's not good to be at the bottom. It's not good to be at the top either. And if you're in the middle, you feel like you're in a race. What is this thing called? So anyway, social media, yeah. If you are in social media like Instagram, and I'm on Instagram almost all the time, and you do start feeling coffee. You don't start feeling coffee. You do start feeling that it's not like everyone is passing you by, but for me, I start feeling like I can't look at other people's success. It makes me feel bad. So then I don't like cheer on my writer friends even. But that's not good, right? For relationships, online relationships. The only way you can show your support on online relationships is by liking posts and giving comments, right? So you can't stop doing social media completely. And especially in this day and age, you really can't stop. This was the longest introduction of the history, huh? This was the longest introduction of the year so far. Okay. So there are some sections down here. And we're going to go over those sections and just see what happens. The comparison trap. Why writers feel it so deeply. Writers are uniquely susceptible to comparison spirals because creative work is personal. Every post can feel like proof that someone else is doing, quote, better. Common triggers include book deal release announcements, high sales numbers or bestseller lists, aesthetic writing routines posted online, daily word count achievements, engagement on posts or TikTok virality, agent signing celebrations. When writers see others succeeding, it's easy to interpret it as personal failure, even when that's far from the truth. We're not going to go any deeper than that, huh? Okay. Let's see. Excuse me. Writers are uniquely susceptible to comparison spirals because creative work is personal. Why do we feel that it's so personal? Why do you feel it's personal? because creativity comes from our hearts. We put our heart and soul into something, and yet people around us are passing us by, or it feels like that. Do you realize that something like daily word count achievements, or high sales number bestseller lists, or engagement on posts or TikTok virality? My brain just kind of completely forgot how to pronounce that word. Virality. Those three are all about numbers. It's the thing with social media, huh? The thing with social media is that it's numbers. It's all numbers. So why is it that we are so affected by numbers? Why is it that we feel there is some personal failure when our numbers are lower than someone else's numbers? When maybe our, individual relationships with people online is deeper than those people who have a lot of numbers. It could be that case. It could be that people who have a lot of numbers don't have a lot of personal interactions with their readers or their writer friends. Maybe they're not even writer friends. Maybe they're just other writers that are just out there interacting. But maybe the people with the smaller numbers actually have a lot of interactions with the people who are interacting with them, the people who are engaging in their posts. And the word count achievements, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. So I could say I wrote 150 words today and it could have just been gibberish. But you wouldn't know that. 150 words of gibberish or 20 meaningful words. That's not a good comparison, is it? 1,000 words of gibberish and 150 meaningful words. That's different. What daily word count achievements is really just, because of NaNoWriMo, daily word counts and things like that, I think have really, I don't know if it was, NaNoWriMo has been going on since, had been going on. NaNoWriMo started in 1999 or something? I feel like I remember it was really I didn't know it was that old. Wasn't it something like that? So before that, before people were using, they wouldn't have had, computer, technology doing the word count thing. Oh, God. So this is what I'm thinking, okay? At some point in our history, we started to be very conscious about our word count because of technology. But before that, we weren't thinking about word count at all. Right? I mean, if people write on typewriters, they're not looking at word count. I mean, how can you write? Were people thinking about word count before the technology for word counting words? Because I'm thinking that the daily word count achievements, the word being so very aware of other people's word counts is only a thing because of technology. because now we can track our word counts and we can see how much we've written, and other people can see how much they've written, and then we can share it. Have we been sharing word count before social media, though? Like MySpace, people who were using MySpace, did you share your word count? People who were using other writing sites, were you sharing your word count on those writing sites, like writing forums, like fanfic writing forums? I don't know. Let me know if you have been on those early, if you are millennial or older and you've been on MySpace or other older writing forums, like fanfic writing forums and stuff like that. Were you sharing your word count? Was word count sharing a thing? Or is this actually quite recent due to advancements in technology? The same thing with aesthetic writing routines. I feel like that sort of thing only came out since Instagram came out, right? Were people sharing their aesthetic writing routines? I mean, writing routines are not aesthetic, let me tell you. But were people sharing aesthetic writing routines before Instagram? Were they posting what? Between Instagram and Facebook, which came first? The chicken or the egg? Book deal release announcements and aging signing celebrations. I feel like those probably didn't happen much before the age of social media, right? So I mean, it's just because of social media that we're actually seeing a lot more of these things. But before that, was that happening? Were people feeling like other people were passing them by? Or is this only the side effect of social media? Because social media isn't just, when I say side effects of social media, I mean like social media today, like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, maybe not, I don't know. And not the social media of before with like MySpace, because MySpace is still considered a social media platform. But were people feeling these ways and seeing these things like agent sign celebrations, daily word count achievements? Like, were people doing that? Or are we only feeling blah because of today's social media? Maybe if we don't post about these things at all, maybe we would all feel a lot better. Maybe. I don't know. But that's interesting thought. Has technology made writers feel bad about themselves? The reality. Social media isn't the full story. Oh, okay. Let's see what you got to say, Deanna Martinez Bay. Social media shows only a sliver of the writing life. What writers don't see: rejections that happen before the win, silent months of low creativity, drafts abandoned or rewritten multiple times, marketing budgets behind viral moments, the team of people supporting an author, how long the post's author has been in the industry. Reminding themselves that no one posts the whole picture helps writers regain perspective. Oh, does it? Oh, does it? Does it really? Is it that easy? I don't think so. Social media shows only a sliver of writing life. That is true. I have posted on Instagram something like, it's hard to show progress online or process online, writing process, because writing is sort of a behind the screen hidden activity. You don't really see everything that's going on. You can't easily show everything that's going on, and a lot of stuff that's going on is going on inside the noggin. So the mental struggles, everything like that, it's very hard to show what that actually looks and feels like online. So, like drafts abandoned or rewritten multiple times, I mean, that is the author mulling over some idea. Oh no, what should I do with this? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to continue the story. I don't know how to begin. I don't know how to end it. I don't know what to do. I need to rewrite this, but should I rewrite it? You know, all that thinking and stuff that happens behind the screen, outside of the apps, is very hard to show. And so I was trying to figure out a way to show some of that raw writer moments, those raw writer moments online. How do I show the messy part of writing and really make people understand that this is fun and great, but it's also really hard and terrible? You know, if you're a writer, you know what I'm talking about. But if you're not a writer, it is fun. Yes, I do it because I love it, but it's also really hard to figure out what works best, and never mind the plot. You have to think about the individual characters, how they interact, their relationships. Do I use said or do I not use said? Is this word correct? There's all kinds of things going on in the writer's mind when they're writing the story. It's not just, oh, la-di-da, I'm just going to write a story and write a little plot and, oh, fairy tale, happy ending, yay. It's not like that at all. It's a lot more grueling a process. A grueling process. Yes. So, it is true that social media, that what someone sees of a writer's life on social media is not the full story. So what? So what? It's not the full story, so what? What? Reminding themselves that no one posts the whole picture helps writers regain perspective. I feel like there is something more to be said here, but I'm not entirely sure what, I don't know enough about social media psychology and things like that to be able to say, okay, what is going on here? People don't see everything behind the scenes. There is some type of putting a face on. It's sort of like when a celebrity, is going through a very mentally tough time, but they have to show up on the red carpet and they put on a smile. They're showing just one sliver of their life, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You see a celebrity smiling on the red carpet, you say, oh, there's another celebrity on the red carpet. Oh, it's her first time. Oh, good for her. I'm never gonna get there. Some other like movie stars or actors or actresses might see that and think that, right? It's the same thing. But behind the scenes, you don't know how hard she worked to get there. You don't see the hours and hours of training and practicing and all the grueling hard work and the mental breakdowns. You don't see that. So, what? Right? What are you supposed to do with that information? Like, how do you regain your perspective? Like, even though you know yourself, because if you are also sharing on social media, you know yourself that you don't show everything online. So that means other people must be doing the same thing. But does that really put things into perspective? Even if I know that someone who is having like agent success probably worked really hard to get there, is it wrong to still feel a little bit like she got there before me? Is that wrong to feel that way? I don't think it's wrong to feel that way, because you're only human. Of course, you're going to feel some way about things. You see people passing you by, you feel like they're passing you by. So what am I supposed to do with that information? I don't know if it's going to help. I think there is a better way to do that. Just knowing that isn't going to help. Staying grounded, mindset shifts that help. Writers can retrain themselves to approach social media differently. These mindset strategies help keep anxiety in check. Celebrate others without self-judgment. Someone else's success is not evidence of your failure. Remember that timelines vary. No two writers walk the same creative path. Define personal success. Likes and shares are not the measure of a writer's worth. Honor the creative process. Writing takes time, much more time than an Instagram post implies. Focused on craft, not comparison. The real work happens off screen. You know what? I don't know about you. Maybe I'm being negative Nancy or something, but I don't know if any of this is going to help. Even if you know this, you can still feel blah about yourself or about other people's success. So maybe you just allow yourself to feel that way sometimes. Maybe it's okay to just feel like blah, I'm not getting there. And then if it were me, I'd say, okay, I'm going to catch up to you. I'm going to catch up to you. And then start doing what I need to do for my own personal success. Maybe for social media, like when I feel like I'm sort of comparing myself to other people, I sort of feel that, make it like, not anger, it's not really anger, but it's like being competitive is a better mindset than being like, forcing myself to celebrate others when I feel blah inside is going to make me feel worse. And it's not that person's fault or anything. And they wouldn't know, because I am not going to be commenting on their post of success when I'm feeling blah about myself. That's just it. Because then it would get me mentally, right? But I will comment and celebrate their success when I feel like I can. genuinely, because I want to interact with people on social media as genuinely as I possibly can, despite social media being a place where people are very ingenuine. But I want to be one of those people that just, do it right from the start. And I don't know. Is it wrong to not comment on someone's post when they're having success? I don't think it's wrong. I think if celebrating someone else is going to make you feel even worse, then don't even do anything, don't say anything. In social media, you can just walk away. You can walk away and you can come back when you think you can actually genuinely celebrate their success. If it's in real life, yes, you do have to put on a face and push your feelings down and celebrate them, which is really hard on some people, but you have to do that because it's face to face. But social media, you can just log off. You can just close the app, put your phone down, and go and do your writing or read or I don't know, look at your cute stuffed animals and tell them that I am going to do this. I am going to beat them, or whatever that you do to motivate yourself. I try to get into a competitive mindset. Maybe that's not healthy. I don't know, but it works for me. It works for me to be like, they are going to publish their sequel. I'm coming after you. I am going to coming after you. I am right behind you. Things like that. It actually makes me feel better. It makes me feel like we're on the same track, not like they're like in a different world ahead and enjoying success. We're on the same track and I'm just running after them. I'm a coming. That kind of mindset works for me. What works for you? If you are feeling like, oh my gosh, all my friends are passing me by and everything, what kind of mindset works for you to sort of make yourself not feel blah about their success? Make yourself not feel blah about yourself because of their success. And it's not their fault. Their success is their success. And they're probably comparing themselves to other people who have other successes, We're all chasing after each other. That's the world. That's how the world goes round, unfortunately. Using social media with intention. Okay, what kind of tips are we going to get now? I'm guessing that this is the tippy section. Not tipsy section. This is the tippy section. I don't drink. Writers don't need to blah, 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 blah. Writers don't need to abandon social media. They need to use it mindfully. Intention shifts the experience from draining to empowering. Set boundaries. Limit scroll time. Mute accounts that trigger comparison. Disable notifications. Designate offline creativity hours. Seems reasonable. Curate your feed. Follow accounts that inspire, educate, or uplift. Add non-writing interests to break up the intensity. Engage with content that genuinely fuels creativity. I think, let me read through all these and then I'll respond. Create before you consume. Write your post, draft, or chapter before checking other people's updates. Protect your creativity from external noise. Use social media as a tool, not a mirror. Treat it like a professional platform, not a measurement of talent. Post what aligns with your values and goals, not what you think will perform. Okay, so set boundaries, limit scroll time. This is really hard to do because of the way social media works, but it's good to try. Mute accounts that trigger comparison. You know what? I don't know if this would work because Well, for me, the accounts that trigger comparison are writer friends that are in a similar self-publishing boat as I am, and maybe just published their first debut book as I have. But what they do with like social media and that sort of stuff is like, I see, oh, they're doing that. Maybe I'll try a similar thing. So it gives me ideas. So I can't really mute them. And I don't want to mute my friends. I don't know what to do with that. Disable notifications. I have disabled notifications on every single app on my entire phone because I just don't like getting notifications. They're so annoying. I don't want to be notified. I'll just check the app when I'm on the app, okay? I don't have notifications on none. Notifications are off. It's just annoying. Maybe you should try that too. Designate offline creativity hours. I'm not on Instagram. I'm only blah blah blah. I'm high on coffee, obviously. High on coffee should be a song. Designate. I'm just realizing that coffee makes me just, bounce off the walls inside my head, not physically. Designate offline creativity hours. I mean, I'm only on Instagram maybe a little in the morning, but usually just at night before bed. That's the only time I'm on Instagram. So I'm actually not on social media a lot. But when I am, I get sucked in. Yeah, it's bad. I'm actually someone that gets easily addicted to apps, and I know that about myself. So when I notice that I'm getting really addicted to an app and really addicted to a certain feature of an app, I say, okay, we need to stop. And when I notice that I start, scrolling too much, I just say, okay, let's stop. We need to stop. We need to do this thing. We need to go do something else and put the phone down. Ugh, it's so hard sometimes. Follow accounts that inspire, educate, or uplift. So I get inspired by people who do art. So I follow a ton of artists on Instagram. All kinds of artists. People who do traditional like painting with oils or with acrylic, people who make like wooden, it's not really laser cut, what is it, beautiful wooden creations, people who make fun little flip book things, people who do interesting things using shadows of objects, people who make puppets, people who make ceramics, people who use Blender to make crazy 3D animations of post-apocalyptic worlds, people who do digital painting. I follow so many different kinds of artists because they all really inspire me. All of their art all inspires me. So, and I've been doing that from the start. And yet, still, this is how social media works. If I have been, during that week, not really checking artists' posts, they kind of stop showing up on my feed. So then I have to go and find the artist posts and start only looking at and liking artist posts. And then I start seeing more artist posts on my feed. See? Instagram is like, oh, you're into artists again. Okay, let me suggest a lot of artists. Let me show you what the artists you followed have recently posted. And then when I start interacting a lot with writer friends, I start seeing a lot of writer friends on my feed. Because Instagram is like, oh, I see you're into the writer friends phase now. We're going to show you all the posts that your writer friends have posted. And then I think, oh, look at this nice picture of a bookish flat lay. Start liking all kinds of flat lays and bookish related posts, and then I'll see a lot of bookish related posts on my feed. So I have to sort of do like three or four bookish posts, 3 or 4 artist posts, 3 or 4 writer related posts, and try to sort of divide it up like that so that Instagram knows to show me those 3 things and not just one thing. So I need to do that. So when you're on social media, when you are somewhere like Instagram, you should look at that. You should check that out. You should tell Instagram what you are interested in at that moment by actually looking at or commenting on posts that you want to see more of on your feed, because that's how it knows. And it's quite quick. You don't have to do it too much. You just do a few here and a few there, and then before you know it, like there was a moment where I wanted to get inspiration of how rats behave for a story I was writing. I am writing it still. And so I looked at a lot of rat pet owners. Just maybe like 4 or 5 different posts. Oh my gosh. I started seeing a lot of rat related content on my feed, like constantly. Oh, it didn't take much at all to tell the algorithm that I like this stuff. So it's very easy to tell the algorithm what you like and what you don't like. You just tell your algorithm. Your algorithm is not like there's a bunch of algorithms that you're dealing with at the same time. You only have one of your own personal algorithm, okay? You have to tell it, this is what I like. And you do that by liking and commenting on a few posts. And it starts showing you similar ones on your feed. Okay, add non-writing interest to break up the intensity. Engage with content that genuinely fuels creativity. That's the same thing. Okay. Create before you consume. When I read this, I thought, oh yeah, that's a good thing to do. Because I usually do that. I usually, if I have something to post, I usually post it first. And then look at other people's updates. But these days, I don't have anything to post. So I'm just looking at people's updates and being like, about it. So I need to stop doing that. I need to create posts. That's what I need to do. That's what you need to do. That's what we all need to do. We all need to just create posts. Just create, don't consume. And then once you have posted, and then once you have created, then you can consume. It's kind of like cooking. You can't consume something you haven't cooked. So you got to cook it first, and then you consume it, right? I like that metaphor. That's a good metaphor if I do say so myself. It probably doesn't make sense, though. Yes, social media is a tool. Just because you see all these people succeed doesn't mean you're not succeeding. Maybe someone else is jealous of you. And then someone else is jealous of that person. And then another person is jealous of that person. And then there is another person yet that is jealous of that other person. Everybody is jealous of everybody else. So, just think of yourself. Just think about yourself and do what you want to do, how you want to do it, and just enjoy yourself. Post what aligns with your values and goals. You don't have to post what aligns with your values and goals all the time. You just post what you like. Say, I like coffee. I'm going to post about coffee one day. Fine. Go ahead. Do it. If that's what makes you happy, do it. That's what I think. Okay, this is the last one. When comparison creeps in, When comparison creeps in, quick reset practices. Reset? I don't know why. Reset just sounds weird today. I want to say recess, but that's not the word. Quick reset practices. Okay, that's it. Even intentional writers Intentional writers? What are intentional writers? What are you talking about? You mean professional writers? What do you... Even intentional writers would feel the pull of comparison now and then. These quick resets can help. Step away from the app for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Maybe you step away from the app. Maybe you've had enough social media for today. Step away from the app for 5 minutes. Journal the emotion. Don't stuff it down. Practice deep breathing or grounding exercises. Refocus on a writing goal that is within your control. Remind yourself of your accomplishments, even the quiet ones. Okay. Social media isn't the enemy, but the way writers engage with it matters. The comparison trap loses its power when writers remember that every journey is unique, every voice is needed, and every story unfolds on its own timeline. Yes, every voice is needed. We need your voice out here in the world, writer. We need what you have created out in the world. We need to hear you. We need you, human writer being. Okay, so step away from the app for 5 minutes. Could be longer. Maybe you've had enough social media for today. Journal the emotion. You know, this thing about journaling, I've tried journaling so many times in the past, but I could never continue it past like the first week. Like, when do you find time to journal? When do you find time to go write a thing down? Maybe I'm just not good at time management. I don't know. Practice deep breathing or grounding exercises. Does this actually work? I'll practice deep breathing when I'm going to sleep. Refocus on a writing goal that is within your control. See, these sort of refocusing things is why I do the beginning of the year. Also this last one about the goal and the accomplishments. This is why I do to refocus myself, to remind myself what I have done, what I have achieved, and to refocus myself on my goals of the year. This is why I do the yearly goals and accomplishments post on Instagram. I used to do this only on my writer blog on my website, but since joining Instagram, I've started doing it on Instagram. And so I always post my accomplishments. 2025 accomplishments. I haven't done that yet. I have to make the post. 2025 accomplishments and 2026 goals. So that's what I need to do, and that's what I will be doing in a few days. So it will help me refocus, reset for the year, and figure out what I need to do this year. I've actually had some writing goals written down, but I need to revisit them. And I'll be posting about my accomplishments on my Instagram. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at Foxwood Author. There is a link in my bio section, my YouTube bio section. You can find the link to my Instagram over there, and my writing website. Speaking like I'm a FUD. My writing website, writer's website. Okay. So, goals and accomplishments. Yes. Those have been really helpful to have, like, when I feel like, oh no, I'm losing sight of what I need to do. Oh my gosh, everyone is passing me by. I feel so overwhelmed. Then I revisit my goals. What were my goals? What was I going to, oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. Then let's do that. It really helps to refocus. So I definitely agree that it's good to do these things. It's good to do these last two things. I don't know about these ones, but you can try. You can try. So that's the end of this article. I kind of did try to stretch it out, but it kind of turned into being naturally stretched out. I had a lot to say. It's good to have a lot to say. Okay, so let me know what you thought about this article. Was it helpful to you? What you thought of my anecdotes? Do you have any ideas about social media before the social media of today? Like, were people posting about their word count on MySpace? Like, were people doing that? Was that a thing? I don't know. My first social media account was Facebook, so I don't know. You know, I wasn't a MySpace person. I didn't even know about MySpace until later. So let me know. Leave your comments down below. And this is going to be 2026. Yes. I'm not going to say this is going to be a great year. This is going to be a nice year. This is going to be a chaotic year. This is going to be a fantastic year. It's just going to be 2026. 2026 is just going to be 2026. I am not going to, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to put any expectations on it. I'm just going to go with the flow, going to just get my goals done as much as I can, and hopefully things will turn out great. And I think they might, but even if they don't, you know, maybe I'll just say that they will. Yeah, let's stay positive at the beginning of the year. Okay, so anyway, hope you have a lovely rest of your day. You will hear me in the next video. The fox is out.